Hi, welcome back to the Autodesk stand here at IBC, and we are going to take you through a special presentation of the Flame family with Shotgun, as we like to call it, Go Faster. And really this is some new technology, and if you're not familiar with Shotgun, back in July this year, Shotgun software became part of the Autodesk Media and Entertainment family. And we're going to start off our presentation here with really what is Shotgun, and then we're going to show you how it integrates. Even in just those last 3 months, we've built some glue, some integration between Shotgun and Flame. So we're excited to show you this. Is kind of hot off the press, and without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to one of the Shotgun Street Team members. His name is Tommy Kaiser, and Tommy, take it away.
All right, thanks, Will. Yeah, hi, I'm Tommy from Shotgun Software, and let me give you a little background on Shotgun and kind of introduce you to what it is. So Shotgun is essentially a suite of production tools, and we work mainly with the film, TV, and games industries. And we have three main components that we focus on with Shotgun. One of them are, originally we focused strictly on production management. So it started off as just a task tracking and scheduling database just to keep up with what's going on, everything you have to build, who's assigned to what, when everything's due. So then we expanded and started building in some review and approval tools. So we built in web-based review and approval tools that work in our cloud-based solution, as well as some installed components that you can use that integrate with the RV player, where you can use them to review your high-res output frames. And then we have pipeline and asset management components. So this is where we tie Shotgun, this cloud-based database, into the tools that your artists use every day to do their work. So the Autodesk tools like Maya and 3D Studio Max, and now Flame that we're announcing today, as well as other tools like Nuke and Photoshop and Houdini. So anything that your artists need to do, they can log into Shotgun, see what's assigned to them, and then launch directly from Shotgun into the app that they need to do their work. So we build these bridges between the applications, and we call these engines. And then once we've got an engine, a connection between Shotgun and something like Maya or Max, then we build a bunch of apps on that connection. So this gives a lot of additional functionality within those applications that can help automate stuff that the artists don't want to have to worry about. So things like finding the geometry that you need to load into your scene, publishing your scene file when you have new work to share, submitting stuff for review. So all the stuff that can be a hassle sometimes, we've got these plugins that sit in a menu right within the app that communicate with Shotgun and take care of this for your artists. So all this is built on the Shotgun platform, so it connects everybody together. So we focused mainly on 4 different roles within the studio. So the artists, the managers who are keeping track of everything, making sure their project's on time and on budget, and just need to see a lot of data and see summaries of where everything's at. The supervisors, they're reviewing the work from the artists and giving feedback and approving shots. So they need good review and approval tools. The artists themselves really just need to get to work. So they just need to know just what they're assigned to do and what they need to do it in and when it's due. So we give them a nice simplified page that just gives them that information. It doesn't clutter their mind with any other information that doesn't apply to their job. And then the pipeline engineers, our connections with the software, with software like Maya and Max and now Flame, these become a platform now where not only do we give you plugins that do a lot of cool functionality, but these are all built in Python, and as a Shotgun client, you get access to our source code for them. So you can download those and go in and totally customize those to work however you want. We've also got hooks built in a lot of the standard functions like publishing. So there's a pre-publish hook and a post-publish hook where you can call out to other scripts using our Python tools and have other things kick off automatically based on the publish process. So this also becomes a good platform for pipeline engineers to push out custom code within the studio. So our platform can also support the custom tools that you may build within your studio. So this all helps everybody go faster. So let me show you a little bit about the Shotgun interface and kind of how all this stuff works. So here we have Shotgun. It runs in a browser. As I mentioned, it's primarily cloud-based. We have about 90% of our customers use our cloud-based solution. For larger clients, sometimes they like to have an installed server within their studio. That's a possibility too. That is an option that we also offer. But the cloud-based solution works great for most of our clients. So this is my demo site. I'm just going to log in. So each user has their own their own login and their own permission group. So you have control over all the permissions. You can decide exactly who can see what, and who can edit what, and who can delete things, and all of that. So I'll just walk you through a few different workflows. As an artist, I'm going to log in here, and I might mainly just deal with 2 pages as an artist. Initially, the My Task page is the one that I'm probably most interested in. This is the one that tells me what's assigned to me and what work I need to do. So, and as an artist, I can go in to any page in Shotgun, but the My Tasks is the usual one that they do this with, and they can go in and set this as their home page. So as soon as they log into Shotgun, they'll take them right to this page. So you see I have my tasks over here. These are just the tasks that are assigned to me. I'm not seeing everybody else's tasks. I just want to focus on what I need to do. And I can see they're in priority order. So at the top is the stuff that's due later this week, then stuff in the next few weeks, and so on. So I can select one of these tasks, and then I get the details over here on the right. So I can flip between these and see details of everything I need to know to do the job I'm assigned to here. So in the middle, we have, first of all, we have a place to enter a note. So if I need to just send a note to everybody on the shot, then I can do that really quickly. And then I have all of these updates. So you'll see occasionally there's some notes with annotations from our review tools, and then a lot of updates about what's been changing about this task. So we've been shifting around the due date quite a bit. Of course, that never happens in real life, but in this demo site, we have actually changed the due date. So some of the tasks have changed, and we've had some new notes come in. So anything that's going on with the shot, this is sort of your social media page for this shot.
That's great. It's actually useful.
Yeah, exactly. You can actually do something work-related with it.
Instead of just wasting the internet.
Yeah, it actually has a purpose. So so that's nice. You can see what the history of shot and see what's going on. Then I can see a quick view of who else is working on this shot, who's tasked on other tasks here. And then I can see who's following the shot. So this ties into our notification system, which I'll show you the inbox in a minute. But basically, any artist that's assigned to a task on a shot will automatically get updates in their inbox when anything important changes. So we make sure that they know when their life might be affected by a change to what's going on with the shot. But you can also, as a manager or as anyone else in the studio that needs to keep tabs on what's going on, you can go in and follow any shots or assets or anything else that you're tracking, and then you will also be looped into those notifications as though you were assigned to a task on the shot. So this way, this cuts down on the noise, because we don't just spam everybody with notifications about everything. You decide what's interesting to you, and that's the stuff that you get notifications on. So from here, as an artist, I can go into my selected task box here, and I can, from here I can click, and I don't have Toolkit configured here, but from here I could launch into Maya or Photoshop or whatever I need to do this task in. But I also have options to submit a new version for review or create a new time log here.
So that might be where you could actually launch Flare for this shot.
Right, exactly. We're working on Flare integration, and so that would appear in this menu as well. Just launch right into Flare. So I've come in here as an artist. I've seen my tasks. I've launched into my digital content creation app to do my work, and now I've gone and submitted something for review using our pipeline toolkit integration. So we have a review submit component that's tied into the publisher app that's part of our toolkit. So once I've done that, my supervisor gets notified that, hey, somebody submitted something for review, and then as an artist, I can go back to my inbox and see when feedback comes in. So you see I get little notes here when I've got new stuff in my inbox. This can also be tied into email, so each user can choose whether they want their inbox notifications to generate email as well. So now I can just click on these and see what the updates are. So here I found out that this model I'm working on, the end date's changed, so the due date's been moved up. So I need to get on that. And by default, as I read through these messages, they're going to start to disappear. But then I can show any messages that I've seen in the past and browse through those still. So I'll get notes about updates about notes, about new versions that have been created for review on the shot, new files that have been published through our pipeline toolkit, and then any other updates that I've determined are interesting to me. So this is then once I've gotten my notes as an artist, then I go back into my tasks, pick off the next task, and get to work. So that's primarily the artist workflow. Really simple, really easy to get the information they need. So for managers, we get into a little more of the review workflow. So I can go in here and go into my project, and this is my projects menu, so all the projects I'm working on show up here. So I can go in and choose a project and then go into the media page. So the media page shows me all of the media that's been uploaded for this project. So this is all of the stuff that needs to be reviewed. And as a supervisor, I can actually click on the Unviewed tab and just see stuff that I need to look at. In this case, I've looked at everything. I'm up to date. I'm ahead of the game. But if there's some shots I haven't looked at, they would show up there, and I can just click play right on these versions, and they'll play right here in our custom HTML5 player right in the browser. So this media is uploaded to Shotgun. It's transcoded for streaming in the browser. So I can review here. I can open up the side panel and get a little more information. I can see previous iterations of the shot and switch back and forth between them. So if I need to compare to a previous version, see if the animation changed or anything, I can do that. And then I can also go in and make notes. So you see there's a couple notes that have been taken already here. I can add my own 2 cents. Let's say I think this guy's a little too far up. So I'm going to use our annotation tools. I can just grab this and start drawing on the frame. So I want this guy over here, and then by the time he gets to this frame, I think he needs to be still over in that direction. So I've annotated on some frames. I can say move that guy. And when I submit this note, all the frames I annotated on are automatically attached to the note and uploaded to Shotgun, and then sent directly back to the artist who submitted the version. So you get immediate feedback to the artist from the supervisor, and the artist can get right back to work on their next iteration. So you can see down here, here's my note, here's the frames that are attached to it, and that would show up back in the artist inbox. Some other cool stuff you can do in the Media app is you can grab as many of these versions as you like, and then you can add them to playlists. So I have some playlists over here on the left side. I can just drop these in my client review playlist. And I can pop in here and take a look at what I've got set up. I can review the playlist here. But I can also launch it in some of our built-in review tools. So we have Screening Room, that's a full-fledged review tool in the browser. Screening Room integrated with RV that does your high-res media reviews. And a Review Notes app that's made for coordinators taking notes in a daily session or a client review. But one of the newer features we have is you can actually share this externally. So if you need to do a review with your client and they're in another country, or they can't make it on site anytime soon, you can choose to share this via the client review site. So this will take your playlist and add the versions to a simplified review interface that the client will get an email that gives them the link to log right in here, and they'll get a login, so it's all secure, and they can go in here and just flip through the versions one after another and play them back in the browser. This works on their mobile phone too. And they can go in and use the same review tools. So if they want to move the guy over here, they can mark that up, and then they'll be able to add comments here. And those come back to you in the form of a special note called a client note. So this won't go right back to the artist, because we assume you're probably going to have these notes vetted by a manager first. So we want to make sure that the notes are all consistent, and that see if we need to charge any more for some changes or anything. So those come back in. You can vet those notes and then turn them around and create the new task for the artist. And the user accounts you create for your clients in here are free. They can log in here. This is not an extra added license cost. These email invitations for the clients are free users. So that's a lot of the supervisor workflow. And then just to quickly touch on some of the tools we have for managers, you can go to a schedule page here, and you can see a little bit of the scheduling components of Shotgun. So this is a task page. So you can see we have our Gantt chart, and we have a nice, easy-to-read sort of schedule thing. We can adjust all of our task days and make sure things line up and no artists are overloaded. We can assign artists to tasks, and then in turn those tasks would show up on their My Task page and send them a notification. Assign start dates and due dates, and then you can see these tasks are linked together. So we have dependencies as well. So you can link the tasks that are dependent on each other, and then if you have to push out one task, then the dependencies go along for the ride. So really easy to make your schedule and then to make it visible for everybody else in the studio that needs that information. We also, of course, have pages just to track the general status of your shots. I can flip through each of my shots here and see what's been going on. I have some tabs that show related information, so I can see what versions have been submitted for the shots and what assets are used in that shot. I can also go to an assets page, and here we have a sort of a different layout that's a thumbnail view. I don't have a lot of thumbnails in here, but from here, I can also flip this to more of a spreadsheet view. Or let me show you one in one of my other projects here. This is actually a little better example. So I can look at a spreadsheet view of these assets. And here, this is a nice high-level view that's great for producers, production managers. So I can see all my assets, and then I can see at a high level how they're progressing through the pipeline. So this is showing me my task level, my detailed task level information, but up on an overall assets page. So I can see my art department tasks are final. This has made it through modeling and rigging, but there's still some surfacing left to be done. And if I need more information, I can expand these and actually see who's assigned and what the start and end dates are. So lots of good high-level reporting information, and I can also export a page like this to Excel if I need to do some more formatted reports or send this out of the studio or something. So that's there's a lot more to Shotgun, but that's a pretty good high-level overview of our various tools. So now let's get into the flame stuff, the juicy goods. So as soon as we as soon as we joined Autodesk, we started obviously brainstorming with the Autodesk guys about how we could further integrate our tools. We already had a lot of integration going before the acquisition, but we're strapping a rocket to our backs. We're going to go a lot faster. So what else can we do? So we started looking at Flame, and of course the Flame guys had this goal of opening up the Flame and making the information in the Flame easily accessible to everyone else in the studio. So we thought we could help with that. So we looked at 4 different areas we could focus on. First of all, pushing information out of the Flame and using that to set up your project, create shots and sequences, get media out to the floor, and share all that with the studio. Next, we talk about getting stuff back into Flame, making the round trip, so getting media from the floor back into Flame. We're also looking at launching Flare from within Shotgun, and then tying Flame into our review tools, so making it so we can leverage our review tools to easily get feedback on the stuff you're working on in the Flame. So the way the push works is we're basically have this push set up where we can push information out of the Flame, use the conform in Flame to, like I said, create all your sequences, create your shots, and even create your file structure on disk. So we can go ahead and create your folder structure for you and make it so everything is all ready for the artist to get to work on whatever they need to do. And then once you've got all that in Shotgun, then you can leverage the rest of our pipeline toolkit information so the artist can launch into Maya or Nuke or Photoshop and do the work they need to do. Then, of course, we start to look at getting stuff back into Flame. And then as far as launching Flare, this is sort of what that looks like. Is we have once you have Toolkit configured, then alongside launching Maya or Nuke or Photoshop, you've got a launch Flare option there. So really easy to access right within the browser. Also, just to pop out of this real quick, we also have a desktop app now. So this is an installed app, so the artist doesn't have to go to the browser for everything. This makes it so you can browse your projects on your Shotgun site, and then jump in and choose the apps that you want to get started on right here from your system tray there. So another way to speed up your artist. And then as far as tying Flame into the review tools, we are, again, getting information out of the Flame. We're publishing the media and the initial plates out of Flame and into Shotgun. And so once they're there on the cloud, then you can leverage our other review tools. So you can use the media app to find that media and organize it into playlists. You can share it via the client review site we saw a minute ago. And then we've just launched a new iOS app as well that can be used by supervisors. As they're running around the floor, they have review and approval, annotation, notes, all that accessible right there on their phone. So we all know supervisors never get to spend any time at their desk, so this can help them avoid being a bottleneck and get timely information back to the artist. So that's the whole idea. With that, let's show you a little bit about how this works.
Yeah, we wanted to try and give you an idea of the user experience, certainly on these first 2 parts here, as they're functioning here. But I just want to make a comment. It's really amazing stuff, and I can just imagine what it would be like if most commercial facilities I could think of were that organized. And then the second thing I want to say is, now my producer has got no reason to leave the beach. Right? Because they can review everything on their phone. So that's going to be awesome.
Lucky them.
So that's great. And so I just wanted to show you how this might manifest then in the Flame world. So back at the beginning of the process, we've taken a timeline. This comes from the Velvet content you may have seen earlier. And really what it is then is it's kind of ready to be sent, having been conformed, it's ready to be sent to the job tree, right? So it's ready to be sent out as full resolution files to our server, but also there's going to be a transcoding and uploading process that's going to send the material shot by shot up to the cloud, as Tommy explained. So you can see here's my shots, they're already named, and really what I would normally do without Shotgun, right, is I would need to export these. I need to export this sequence to a specific spot, and I'd have to think about the naming, right? So I'd have to be managing all this myself. Well, what is the name of the edit? What folder structure should it go into? The beautiful thing here, of course, when you're in a shot-managed, shotgun-aware environment, is that really all you'd have to do is to be able to right-click on your sequence here and choose Create Shotgun Sequence. So that's all you'd have to do, and we're going to show you what that looks like when it arrives there in Shotgun.
So now we're in Shotgun, and you can see we have the sequence created here, and we're on a shots page. So I can open this up, and now here are all our shots. And you can see as I click through these, there's there's not only the shot, but we've got an initial plate published in here that we can just click and review right here in Shotgun. So I can just play this back and start sending feedback right away.
So that is my sequence via the magic of Python hooks coming from Flame, arriving there, and we're able to see the sequence, we're able to play back that base sequence, right?
Yep.
So then what about the essentially feeding back to Flame? So the ability to make an update, we do compositing in this software, right? So it's not going to just be plates. And really the way that would work, we talked about the launcher. We don't have it here to show you today, but the idea would be that you'd be able to just load a shot. I'm going to just do that over here. I'm going to take my shot 20 here from my publish. So this is the back publish of the timeline, which is going to synchronize with Shotgun. So I'm going to just hit here and go create new version. That could also be done with a launcher, right? So that's what we're trying to explain. And then if I were to quickly just show you how I would throw together a quick version here. I'm going to take this, and the idea of this shot is to it's a split take, right? Where we want to be able to see her in the foreground with a different piece of the take where she's walking with a different style there. And if we come in here, you'll be able to see. I made this foreground green so you'll be able to easily see it up when it's up there. So that's just me. I'm able to then essentially send this back. So really it's, again, there's no artist nothing to think about for the artist. The paths are already locked in. They've been predefined by the structure that was set up by the database. And when I render from here, Tommy's going to show us exactly what it would look like when it makes its way. So we go back to Shotgun for a second.
Yeah, so in Shotgun, this is our screening room app that's similar to the little player in the browser that you saw. It's kind of the top half of the screen here. But down here, we have a way to browse through our shots and sequences. So I can go find my sequence here and browse in and choose shots. And now I can browse by sequence. So I've chosen my sequence, and I can see all of it basically pulls up by default the latest version of every shot in the sequence. So I can scroll through here and see the latest version for each shot, and then I can load it into the player, and then play it all back. So I have full review capabilities here. I can scrub through all this stuff. This is all cached in my browser. And I can still, of course, use our review tools to mark up the frames and submit notes and things like that. So
then let's just, that's pretty cool, right? So essentially the updated version arrives with you.
Yes.
And I just want to do that one more time with a more complex comp here to show you that really I could be working away, really not connected to my pipeline. And I have this function here that's already available to me called append to batch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my plate here and hit append to batch. So what that's doing is that's kind of bringing the pipeline to me. So I already started work. All I need is this write file node. This is really the plug back into the pipeline, back into Shotgun Publishing. And then by just hitting render on this is then going to be sending it back and incrementing the version. And you can actually see here that this is going to make Shot 180 version 1 batch. Okay, so this is, we can thread the needle here. You'll be able to see how when I hit render on here, that will then make its way back up to the site. And if we just could go back to Shotgun then for a second. Go on back to him. And this later version, essentially the update has made it here. This is my bird comp. And really the message here is that we're able to to make these updates, and it's kind of a sort of a foolproof system. If you want to just come back to me one more time, I just wanted to show you we could maybe actually take a look back at the social networking site for just a second. If you want to take a look at the overviews, see this exact version here? How does this all work, right? How does this track? Well, the best way to look at it is to look at the activity stream in Shotgun, right? So this Shot 180 version 1 batch is visible there. So if you go back full screen to the Shotgun, you can see here, this is the very last thing that happened. Here's the media, here's the batch. So it's just a continual process of updating.
And forgive me for my ignorance, but what's a batch exactly? I'm not a Flame guy.
That's the compositing script of Flame.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Good,
So yeah,
good deal.
this shows you that so everything that's going on in the project is being summarized here in the activity stream. So I can see previous versions that were published, and I can see file publishes as well as material submitted for review. And of course, this would also submit notifications to anybody involved in these shots or following this project. So.
Great. Okay, so that's our presentation, our sort of technology view there of Shotgun and Flame working together. Thanks for listening. I think we're going to come back with one more Flame new features demo right after this.
I'll also mention one other thing real quick. We're doing another shotgun-related demo in the booth here at 2:30 tomorrow. We have Alex Jackson from Framestore here, and he's showing how they've integrated shotgun and how they make use of it. So yeah, come back tomorrow if you want to see a little more of shotgun like that. So thanks a lot.
Thanks.